All right, this is Derek with 100 Interviews. We are here with Erin Kotecki Vest with BlogHer. How you doing, Erin?
I'm doing great, thanks.
How's your South by been going so far?
As usual, it's chaos, but it's fantastic.
Is it creative chaos?
Yes, fantastically creative chaos. I just came out of a great session with Elisa Campbell-Page, the CEO of BlogHer, and I think she helped a lot of the marketing people here more than anyone else, and they've now gotten their money's worth.
That's awesome. So you've been at BlogHer for a while now.
Yes.
You are working on a new project called BackTalk.
Yes.
I've seen a couple of episodes. I think they're awesome. What do you think? Because it's really using a different kind of format where you're bringing other bloggers into a format where you're kind of overseeing them and letting them kind of explain. You want to give me a little background on it?
It's the same thing as what BlogHer does on its site. It's just using a different medium. As you said, what we do at BlogHer is highlight what women are doing on the web, and the vlog is just a new way to do that. We've kicked it off with our parent bloggers because not only are they one of our biggest communities at BlogHer, but they also do a very good job of talking back. And that's what BackTalk is all about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where do you see this kind of going? Because I'm obviously a huge video user, and I love content that I can just kind of take in that way. What do you think is going to be the future of BackTalk, or maybe different channels on
Continued
BlogHer?
participation. This is all about the community. This is to highlight the community, and this is getting moms with their webcams to give it a shot and participate and take their blogs to the next level so that we can highlight their blogs at the next level. So we've got moms talking about what they wrote about, or moms talking about an issue that they're going to write about, or someone that they love who blogged about it last week, and they're talking about that. So it's really just getting, taking the writing to a whole other level and using video and using all the tools that are available.
Do you think you're going to get more participation? Because, I mean, there probably are some people out there that are not the best writers in the world that would feel more comfortable maybe just talking rather than writing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing great participation by the community. I think everybody's very excited about video right now, and they all want to kind of be a part of it. A lot of them are popping up on their own live streams and things of that nature, so this just gives them one more outlet to express themselves.
That's great. Well, I want to give you, the reason that we came up with 100 Interviews is we really wanted to get kind of the mover and shakers within the social media scene.
Okay.
I don't know if you consider yourself that, but that's such a cliche statement, but we wanted to really understand maybe how you're using social media in your real life. Not so much in your work life, but how are you connecting with your friends, your family? There was a story in by an AP writer last week about her 85-year-old grandfather who friended her on Facebook, and I just thought that was interesting.
We did a BackTalk on that too, because everybody's friending you on Facebook, from your priest to your ex-boyfriend.
Exactly.
How am I not using it in real life? Everything I do now is in real life, and
so there's a blend. There's no real kind of.
I am not one of these people that has the wall that there is the private life and there is the public life. This is my life, and all of it tends to be shared in one way, shape, or form, be it just Facebooking with my husband and sending what's for dinner back and forth, to sharing with 10,000 followers on Twitter what I'm doing right now. And
she's Queen of Spain on Twitter, if you don't know that.
So there's, it goes from live streaming my kid's birthday party so my mom in Florida could watch it, to actually doing work and soliciting videos for BackTalk. So I have an odd life in that my job is my passion, and my passion is my job, and they all just kind of, they're all about my life.
They all meld into one another.
They all meld. That's what happens.
I guess that's what's happening to everybody.
Is personal.
So do you find yourself maybe responding to online outlets more than you would, like, say, a phone call? Or I say, I'm not maybe responding, but responding quicker.
Phone still, responding quicker. Yes, I think so. Only because it's faster to access me that way. Okay. If I'm running around with the kids and my phone is buzzing in my pocket, it's gonna take me longer than if the laptop's in front of me and I'm running around with the kids. It's just, I don't know if response time's the best way to put it. I think that it's easier to share stuff online than it is to find the 20 minutes to call my mom, or to shoot her a quick photo from the park. It's easier and it's faster. So maybe that's a better way to answer that question.
Makes sense. So where do you see this playing out, say, in the next 2 to 3 years?
You know, 2 years ago, I don't know if I could have guessed we'd be here. 2 years ago was when a lot of the marketers and PR types and advertising agencies were just discovering the mom blogs. And I remember I was nursing my daughter at the BlogHer conference in '06, and everyone was kind of sort of the Weight Watchers people and the GM people and the whatever were talking to me about my blog, and I'm sitting there nursing my baby thinking, this is odd. Why are they doing it? And it's grown, and there's more understanding now. So to be able to predict where we'd be at 2 years from now, I have absolutely no idea. However, I am sure that it will continue to grow and flourish, and hopefully everyone will be even more successful and really connected with everyone they know and love.
I agree with you. What do you think? The Mommy Network, you know, has obviously a lot of influence over products, over services. Do you think that's just going to continue to grow, or
Absolutely. Well, it's a different kind of influence. It's you know, mom-to-mom marketing. If my girlfriend whose blog I read every single day says, "Oh my gosh, I just tried this new shampoo and it stunk," or "Wow, you have to buy this lotion," I'm going to trust her more than I'm going to trust the commercial I see on TV. You know, she's my friend, and I trust her, and we feel, even just reading each other's blogs, that we know each other.
Right.
And there's a level of trust there. So I can't imagine, with the millions upon millions of women that continue to blog and are just starting blogging now because they've just discovered a community that they want to be involved in, that is going to get any smaller. I think that's just going to continue to grow. What I do think is going to change is how we interact with these companies.
Because I was at Blog World last year.
Yeah.
We were talking about the subject of kind of paid posts.
Sure.
You know, on product placement,
sponsors, and all of those things. Yeah. I think it's been a learning curve, not just for the bloggers, but also for the marketers. And I think everybody's starting to catch their stride a bit. You know how transparent you need to be in a relationship with a company as a blogger, and you know as a company how transparent you need to be about what you're looking for out of those blogs or out of that network of blogs. And I think we're getting to the point where I think we're going to start seeing some standards.
Okay.
And there will be moms and parent bloggers who join in and just say, wow, I just love the free diapers. I don't really care about anything else. However, they will be required to disclose. Not necessarily required. That's probably a bad way to put it, because you can't really police that way. But I think the community polices itself.
Right, it's a self-policing community, which is great.
Yes, and if you aren't transparent, we're going to know.
You can't hide.
It's a trust issue. It all comes back to the trust issue, and then being involved in, well, that blog's involved in BlogHer, and we know that we can trust BlogHer, and that blog's involved in Cafe Mom or iVillage or something. You know, there's trust that goes along with all of these names, and you know pretty quickly off. So I see it heading in that direction.
That's great. Well, Erin, we appreciate your time here with 100 Interviews. We hope you enjoy the rest of your South by, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much.